Yes, yes. Welcome to the ancient world of tabletop games. I am Agamemnon from the historical documentary Time Bandits. This is a report from a fugitive. I guess the first thing I'll do is I'll welcome you to the show here. Hi.
I'll just take a bow
Okay, I guess
or
that'll
curtsy.
work.
Maybe a curtsy would work.
Either way, I don't think they can see that, so it's fine. We'll pretend you did it anyway. Here we are. We're going to save the world from disease. Two of us are. There are four people right there on the, right there. We're going to eliminate two of them. Not going to kill them, though. Just going to send them away. Pandemic Hot Zone. It's a smaller version of the main game Pandemic. That's got the whole map of the world on it. If I start talking about maps of the world when I mean just a map of North America, you'll know that I've got the games confused there.
You know what happened to the two others? They got taken away by the pandemic. Now we have to avenge their deaths by
They're in,
saving the world.
they're in hospital. On life support. Let's keep it cheery at the start here. We'll have mass death later, I guess, when we mess up the game.
That's
If
that's a little more optimistic.
it is okay. Anyway, welcome, Melissa. We're gonna play this, and the angle here is that you have Tourette syndrome, and we want to see that you have a good enough time playing a game. So you are French Canadian, and you're well placed to pronounce the name of Monsieur Tourette, I guess.
Gilles de la Tourette.
There you go.
Or if you want to get really fancy, I think it's Georges Albert Brutus. Wait, I missed one of those names. He's got a long ass name. We can flip the ass out.
We might leave it in. Who knows?
There goes your monetization.
Georges Albert Brutus. He has like 6 names. Gilles de la Tourette. Yep, totally.
Right. He's
The neurological disorder or
Yeah.
neurodevelopmental, and
That's
it
right.
used to be known as neuropsychiatric. So it's not a mental health issue, but it has comorbidities that have it, like OCD, for example, which I think that we'll be discussing as well,
Yeah.
which can be misinterpreted as perfectionism, but it's actually more like anxiety, causing intrusive thoughts that leads to obsessing, or is the obsession and leads to doing compulsions, which is a lot of anxiety and stress. So that's what Tourette syndrome is. And I guess we'll be playing a game while having neurodiversity.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So basically, if you're talking about percentages, not everyone with Tourette spends their time swearing. That's Coprolalia.
Right.
So it's about what, 10%?
Approximately. I've heard that it's up to 14, according to newer studies, but it's at least 10%.
Okay, we're in the general area, and you are in that percentage, aren't you?
Correct.
Okay.
And for those that do have coprolalia, that's not all they have. They also have noises, and they can have movements too if they have full-blown Tourette syndrome, and not just a tic disorder. It's not just swearing. So even for those that do, it's not just about swearing. It's a lot of noises, like the little musical tone that I made earlier, and movements. So that's pretty much what it is.
Okay, I don't know if we're going to pick it up.
There is a bird in the background. There's also myself
Right.
chirping away at the noises.
Yeah. So there will be coprolalia. My first encounter with Tourette syndrome was walking along a street in a big city, and I was walking along there, and someone shouted "bitch" at the top of her voice. And I thought, well, that's just a big city for you. And I'm walking along again, and then there was again, "bitch." Now, usually in a city like that, what you'd have is a fight would break out at that point, but this never happened. And so I thought, someone is saying "bitch" and not having an argument with anyone at all. And that was actually, I looked to my left, and there's this little old lady, calm as anything, completely innocent looking. 5 seconds later, very angrily, he says "bitch." And that's my first experience of someone with Tourette syndrome and the coprolalia associated with it. And she was perfectly fine, went on her way.
That's kind of fantastic. It reminds me of the first case study of Tourette syndrome was an elderly lady with coprolalia, and she was actually a countess. She was a noblewoman, and not that this woman walking down the street was a noblewoman, but she was an elderly lady that was just kind of like going about her day swearing, and it was very against her nature. So it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. Well, that was it. I guess the next time I encountered Tourette syndrome, I was in a bookstore, and there was this fellow walked in with another man beside him, and it seemed that the first guy was a carer for the second guy. He was looking out for him, and the second guy was having a conversation all to himself about all kinds of random things. And this
Oh,
was he just had words just spilling out of him, and it's I think that was part of his Tourette syndrome. That's what it was. And the other fellow was just looking out so that a fight didn't start, because it's an unfortunate thing that if you were walking along and you say something regrettable, someone might pick a fight with you.
yep.
Yeah,
I have been worried about that happening as well, because I would have, for a while there was a tick where I would say hi, and
yeah,
there was a tick where would say hi, it would say garbage, and then it molded into hi garbage. So I walked down the street and I was so worried that if I walked down a person of color and I would say hi garbage, how that would be interpreted by anyone around me. And or like I would flip the bird sometimes because I would have copropraxia, which is flipping the bird, giving the finger. So like I would very much worry about how that would be taken.
I ended up, hi, did you say garbage? Motherfucker. My six has actually been relatively good lately. I actually, did I ever tell you guys I had a copropraxia tick for a while? I had like a, I had like a double fuck you. And I was trying to flip off the sidewalk as much as possible.
yeah. You've been in several documentaries, I guess, in on Canadian TV. I think in one you're sitting in the back of a car and you suddenly said you had a tiny bomb.
I
Uh,
forgot about that. I have a tiny
yeah,
bomb. Yeah,
and then you confessed that you didn't have a tiny bomb. I guess it worked out okay. Of course, that would have gone a lot worse for you if you'd been at the airport.
it would have. It's happened on the plane before, but thankfully the plane was loud.
Oh, so you had a tiny bomb on a plane?
I think on the plane it was a bomb,
Oh no,
not a tiny bomb, just a regular old bomb,
a regular bomb, even worse
a
than a
regular
tiny
bomb.
bomb. I don't know. Are
Maybe
you
the
working?
tiny bomb was impactful. Who knows?
True, true. That could have been the case.
Could have
Anyway,
been.
we've covered some of the things to expect. We're expecting you to have a tiny bomb,
Mm,
or a regular one. I don't know. But
could be.
talking about obsessive compulsive disorder, one of the things that happens in the gaming world is that people say, "Oh, and then my OCD kicked in, and I didn't
Mm,
know what to do during my turn." And when you look at it, it's you didn't know whether to buy milk or wheat at your farm in the farming game, and you don't have OCD. Please stop saying that if you don't have it. That's annoying. Uh,
right.
so you, of course, actually have it, and we won't go into the gory information there covering every single aspect of it. But one of the
Mm.
things about your OCD is the number three, and this is why we're
And
playing.
seven.
And yeah, seven, I don't think will come up in this game. I don't think so. Uh, but three, of course, what we have here now. This game has disease cubes, and those are shiny plastic cubes, and they glare a bit under the camera lights. So I've switched them out for these wooden things here, these disease tokens there. We're going to keep calling them cubes, though, because that's what the game calls them. Anyway, what we have here is three. Three's a bad number in this game. You don't want three. Every time you go to put a fourth one on, there's an outbreak, and those disease cubes will shoot all the way across these roads here and start spreading. So I thought that this game would be interesting for your OCD, because three is a bad number here, and I guess if your obsession here would be to get rid of the number three, you'd be able to play the game quite easily. Uh,
Oh, it's
I,
the opposite.
we'll see if you actually stall because of the number three, or you're actually quite pleased to get rid of it. Of course,
The number three is a good number, and so is seven. But I'm afraid of the number eight. Eight is a bad number.
I don't expect eight to come up in this either. Uh,
So while I like the number three, I'm not necessarily pleased to get rid of it, but it's an awesome number to work with.
Yeah, it's going to be there. It's a kind of an obstacle in your way, and you don't know which way you're going to take it, but you think about it for a while, I guess.
Hmm. Right.
And here we're aware of it. It's dangerous. We want to clear
Mhm.
the disease out, and that's what we're going to do. So I gave you a quick rundown of the rules before.
Yep.
Basically, I'll cover it again. We have these terrible, terrible outbreaks here. If we all the way down there, that's a bad sign. If we get to there, we've had it. That's one way to lose the game. Another way to lose the game is the player cards. I have the player cards here, just slightly off camera. So these act as a you shouldn't look at the bottom one. I didn't catch sight of that. Oh no. Uh, so that's a timer. We run out of those, we run out of time. That's a second way to lose the game. And obviously, if we go to put these more cubes on the board here, and we can't do that, then a disease has gone everywhere and we lose the game. The only way we can win is to cure all three diseases. And we're going to take these tokens up here, and we're going to try to put them down here to cover these spots. And we do that by gathering city cards. The city cards represent reports, breakthroughs in the disease. We're going around the place gathering clues and just trying to fix things, come up with a cure. We get 4 of those cards of the same color, and we take them back to the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, Georgia, and we enact a cure. We do that 3 times, we win the game. It's the only way to win. And it's cooperative. We do this together. We talk over what we're doing. It's called pandemic. You might as well call it plandemic. We'll be talking a lot about what we do. On your turn, it is absolutely up to you to do what you want to do. And the same in my turn, but we talk to each other over it. So the first thing, I guess, as we're going into this, is to choose who we are. That gray character there,
So,
the gray character down here is that was the generalist. That's the one. Everyone gets 4 actions in this game, but the generalist gets 5, which is handy.
mhm.
In that orange coat there, that's the medic. It's very easy for the medic to go into a city and just blast the diseases right there. Uh, Guy in a purple shirt there, he's the dispatcher. He can move people around the map more easily, a little more quickly. And the woman with the microscope, that lady there, she's the researcher. She can hand information over no matter what city she's in. That's one of the problems of the game. If I have to hand you like a blue card, like Washington, I would have to be in Washington to hand it to you. But the researcher bypasses that. She can hand out cards like anything. I don't know if you had a preference, if you wanted to be a generalist who can do more, if you want to be the medic who can heal things up faster there.
Yes, that's the
Uh,
one, the medic.
the medic. Okay. I guess we'll take the generalist away, and we'll take away the dispatcher, and I'll be your research assistant there. Okay, here we are on the other camera, and what we're doing is using this setup here to determine uh, which player is which. We've got the king in yellow there to remind us whose turn it is. We have coins to spend to show us that we're spending our actions, because we will blather away and talk about all kinds of things and forget whose turn it is. So that's what this display is for. You can see down the bottom there, you got blue disease, yellow, and red sitting there. And if we go to put those on the board and they're gone, we've lost the game. Each player starts with 3 cards. But which player do you want to be? Do you want to be the top player here, or the brown one or the green one? It's up to you.
I go green.
Okay, we'll say that's you for now. We don't know if you're the first player. The first player is the player with the card that has the highest population in the city. So I guess we're going to turn those cards over and see what they are. We may have an event card that we can spend at any time, even on your turn, my turn, doesn't matter. So let's find out what we got.
Suspense.
Yeah, so here we go. Santo Domingo. Okay, actually, oh no, earthquake there. You're the medic. I'm up there. I'm the researcher there. Yeah, here we go. Santo Domingo. Oh, Tegucigalpa, which I'm trying really hard to pronounce. New Orleans. We're getting all the yellow ones here. It's very good. We got 3 out of 4. We're almost curing yellow at the start. That's amazing. Or it's a badly shuffled deck. I don't know. San Francisco. Okay. We've got an event there. That's an airlift. I'll check that in a second. And Havana. Look at that. Oh boy. All right. Let's check that airlift here. Move 1 pawn to any city. So we just airlift in anywhere. That's handy. Right. 1.3. 2. Havana. I've got 2 million. Population of 2 million, which means I'm the first player. We've established that's you down there. Right, we're ready to start. Now, just sitting there looking at the cards.
Perfect. I like it. I enjoy the part of the game where we're playing against the game itself, and then we team up against a board. It's really interesting. I like strategy a lot.
Yeah. So it's my turn. I've got that special action where I can hand a card to you. I don't have to be in that city to do it. I'm going to spend an action to give you a card. So that is just a reminder that I spent my action there. So if I give you this, you've got 4 cards.
Booyah.
They're all yellow. And you need to be in Atlanta, Georgia, which is where we start. You're there. So at the start of your turn, you can sit there and you can cure the yellow disease immediately on the turn, your first turn. I've never seen that happen before. That's mainly because we play the larger pandemic. You need more cards. But I've played this one a few times. I've never seen that before. So we're off to a very good start.
It's impressive.
The running time of this game does say, half an hour once you know what you're doing. I guess it could go either way very quickly. All right, here we are. So I'm there. I got 3 actions left on what I want to do. I've got this airlift, but we could save that for any time. I guess I could just go around mopping up little bits of disease here and there. So I've given you that Havana card. I could go to Havana and get rid of that 3 down there because we don't like the number 3. It's too nasty looking. So I could be doing that, I guess.
That's accurate. It's nasty. Ew, 3.
All
Yeah.
right.
So these look like little peanuts.
The alternative is that I strike out north to Minneapolis there. I go for a long drive. 1, 2, 3. It would take me 3 just to get there, but that sets me up for next. Or I could drive across country to I get to Los Angeles, and that's about me. So that would set me up for next turn. Or I could just throw away this airlift now, and I could just fly straight into San Francisco. It doesn't cost me any actions. And that will leave me, I've spent 1, I've got 3 left. I could just take out San Francisco.
Sounds like the most disease-ridden in one kind of turn. So that works.
Yeah, either I strike out north or across country or fly in somewhere and do all that. Or else you're going to be taking on all those red diseases yourself, or you're going to be mopping up the yellow ones because you are the medic. So once you get down to places like that, you make a clean sweep of it.
But since we're in Atlanta and I have already 4 yellow cards, can I not just be in Atlanta and just get rid of the yellow ones?
Yeah, you can, but you have to do that spending an action, and that's on your turn.
Oh, yeah. No, but when it's my turn, so like in other words,
Oh yeah, your first
during
action.
your turn, it would be way more efficient in the long run since I'm already going to be wiping out the yellow ones to take out the red ones on your turn, right?
The thing about curing the disease is that it makes it easier to take the cubes off the board, but they do still turn up on the board though, and they will sit there on the board. These won't go away just because we put that on there. Although it will become easier to cure. Oh yeah, it will become easier to cure those. It's like, yeah. On your turn, if you cure that disease, because you're the medic, just walking in there without spending an action takes those away. I forgot that. You get a superpower if you do that. So maybe I should go off to the San Francisco. So what you have, when you're taking disease cubes off the board, I do that. It's an action for 1. You do that. It's an action for everything in the city. Unless it's cured, like down there, and then you just walk in, you don't even spend an action. They just flee from you. All right, I forgot about that, and I'm glad I explained it to myself. I guess I've explained it to you too.
Awesome.
All right, I got 3 actions left. I'll use that event card now, and it doesn't cost an action or anything. I'll just fly straight to San Francisco. So, event card, it's blue, it's gone. That's it. So that means, I keep forgetting who I am. I'm the researcher, so I just fly in. Now I got 3 actions left, so let's say I just get the old duster out and dust them away, or whatever it is I do. I get a spray bottle and I just spray them and they're gone. So it's more efficient for you to zap those things than it is for me. I mean, I can do that researcher thing that just handed you that card on a plate there. So for 3 actions, I just take those away. There we are. That one doesn't want to go. It's resistant. We got it.
Must have been
That-
Omicron.
So that's the end of my turn. That's all I do. I say, quick, here's this report. Read it. It's about Havana. And then I just jet off somewhere. So it's like action movie bullshit there. I just disappear. That's the end of my turn. So we draw 2 player cards. Obviously, we're looking for more event cards and more cards that'll help us out. But there could be a bomb in there. It's Dallas. Dallas. So I've learned a little clue about Dallas there. I've already got San Francisco. It gives me 2 red cards. So we're building up the red cards now. It's good stuff. Oh boy. It's another event card. Return any 2 cubes from the board to the supply. I can do that in your turn too. All right. So that's that. Nothing bad happened there. We have to draw infection cards. The infection rate is 2. So we have to draw 2 of these. There's going to be some more diseases on there. What we got? We got Boston there. Boston. We have to put one on Boston. Little disease is turned up there. Boston blue bloods, I guess, if it's a blue disease. I guess so. Alrighty. And we're going to put another one on. And the other one is Seattle. Seattle. I wasn't looking at that there. As Seattle. There we are. A little red one. Seattle, and that marks the end of my turn. So the whole thing is based around these cards. No dice involved, no randomness like that. The randomness comes from the card deck. I've got 1, 2, 3 cards. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's your turn. I'm going to move the king in yellow down to show it's your turn, just to remind me. All right, so we're looking at the board. You're on the board. You have these 4 cards. For an action, you can cash them in if you want to. You don't have to, but it is the only way to win the game.
Sounds like a pretty easy decision.
Okay.
So in other words, like if I would I have to go to each location to cure the disease in each area? So I would have to take 1 action to go to Miami, another to Havana, another to, I'm not sure if I, to,
Go to
what's the name on the bottom of
Galpa.
the board? Okay, so I would have
No.
to spend 4 actions, but in each location I could wipe out every disease, every pandemic.
It's a lot easier than that. You have to go to Atlanta, Georgia, where the Center for Disease Control is. You go there, you have your 4 cards, it costs you 1 action, you cash them in. That's it. So,
And I'm already there.
yeah. See, normally you'd have to go around the board to exchange information to each other, so one player's got them all, and then you go there, but you've started there. It's kind of a shortcut for you. So those, we're going to cash them in. There we go. And that costs you 1 action. And the rest of the day is yours, as they say. You got no 3 actions. You can drive along these roads. You can take ferries across the water there. You can discover a cure, which you already did. You can share knowledge, but you have to be in the exact city to hand stuff to me. You can take a direct flight or charter a flight. So you can spend your city card. You don't have any city cards. You can't fly anywhere. So I guess you're just moving around. And because, yeah, didn't do the important thing, did we? It's the important thing there. Yellow has been cured. All right, that's 1 down. Man, that's very shiny.
And
I
like
guess
getting a train across the board, we hit it in one shot.
it's glowing in the dark there.
Mhm.
Okay, so if I go into a yellow area, one action blasts them all. That's just like your power, your special ability. But you are the medic, so if you go in there, they just come off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So in other words, they are neutralized, but they're not off the board until like I actually go there.
Yeah, that's it. They will sit there,
Right.
they will lurk there, and we might even have to put a fourth one on. We don't want to do that. So,
Okay. So in other words, the three actions remaining be Miami, Havana, and
the Gothic
so, oh,
Galpa. Yeah.
that's it. Okay, there you
So,
go.
so you just want to drive, take a ferry across the water, take a ferry across the water, and because you're the medic, they all just go. They just flee from you. This has been an incredible combination there of the medic and a disease that's already cured right at the start of the game. That's amazing. It's not going to last. I think it's going to go horribly wrong for us soon. We'll see. It's a great advantage. That, of course, uses up your entire time.
That's
So,
okay. It was very efficient.
it was incredibly efficient. It was this a spooky start to the game. Usually, you shouldn't bet on that lasting. It's just going to go terribly, terribly wrong. Speaking of
It's
going
probably an
terribly,
omen, like a negative omen. It's like, uh-oh, it's just too good to be, lasting.
well, it's the start of the disease movie, and you're watching it, and they get a breakthrough at the beginning, and it all goes well, and then somewhere down the line, some monkey escapes from a lab, and it all goes to hell after that. I guess so. We're drawing 2 player cards for you. Let's hope they're good. You have Monterey, which is yellow. Now, you've cured the yellow disease, so those yellow cards can be used as plane tickets to fly places. So on your turn, you have that Monterey card. Instead of going 1, 2, you could just spend the yellow card and just 1. You could fly straight in. So these yellow cards are going to be like bonus plane tickets from now on, really, which is a good thing. And your second card that you get is New York, New York. Here we are. Oh no. All right.
That was dramatic.
It was, but I got this handy thing for picking. This is my lab equipment. I got this in a lab somewhere. I use it for all kinds of things there that involve cards, picking up cards, moving cards. I guess you could use it to solder things, pick up little things and solder them. That's where you get those things from. They're not specifically designed for cards though, but they're handy. You got your 2 cards. We have to pick up that scientific tool there and go again. Let's see what's infected. So, it's Montreal. Oh no, you should be all over that action because you're Canadian.
Actually lived in Montreal, so that's personal. We're getting personal.
This time it's personal. So again, we are infecting 2 cards at the moment. Dallas. What am I looking for here? A little red disease there. Just pop that on Dallas. Okay, that is the end of the turn. We don't have 6 cards in our hand, and it comes back to me. All right, what are we going to do now? I have 2 red cards. I got that event card there. Let me just go over and show you the state of play there. You've got a blue card. You've got a yellow card that's only useful now as a plane ticket. I got 2 red cards, so we're heading to get that cure for the red disease. We're hoping for more red cards to come out. I have remote treatment there. Take 2 cubes off the map. I could save that for an emergency, or I could use it now. I don't know what to think about that.
So in terms of the more powerful actions, is that the most that can be done now? Would taking 2 cubes off the board be the strongest thing you could do in this turn?
I can do it on my turn. I can do it on your turn. It doesn't cost an action. So I'd say if something got up to 3 on the board, we might consider using it. We should hold it back for that, just in case.
Makes sense.
Okay. Let's go back to the other side there. Right. I have 4 actions. I could just go around mopping up little bits of the board there. Just go back and forth. Take a little road trip up to Seattle, get the spray can out, kill a disease, come back down, be ready to take out Los Angeles. How about that?
So you have 4 actions, right?
Yeah, I was thinking of
So
like
wouldn't
trying.
that make more sense to, well, I guess it would be the same amount of, because if you
Yeah,
go directly to Los Angeles and then to Phoenix, and then that would be less moves and, or wait, would that be the same amount of moves?
no matter. I think I'm only taking 1 off the board, no matter what I do. After that, I'm just setting myself up for another move somewhere.
Right, because yours can't go to the location and take it off the board at the same time.
I can like 1 action, 2 actions to take it out, then 3, 4. I wouldn't have any left to take that one out.
Right.
So, or 1, 2, 3, 4 wouldn't be able to take it. Or 1, 2. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't see it there. Okay, I guess I'm driving up to Minneapolis. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about that?
That's awesome.
It was good that you were questioning. You were on the phone questioning me, going, "Why aren't you going to Minneapolis?" It makes for a very strange, disjointed kind of movie about curing diseases. But
Hmm.
all right, that's my turn. I got rid of Minneapolis there. I am going to draw 2 of these cards. Playing Russian roulette here. Well, not really. Oh, what we got? It's One Quiet Night. Look at that there. Skip draw infection cards step this turn. Huh. So we wouldn't have to draw infection cards.
That's
And
pretty cool.
the second card, unfortunately. Oh no, it's fallen all over the map there. It's an epidemic. This is bad. We increase the infection rate marker over here, which still stays at 2. Next, we draw the bottom card from the infection deck there. And we take that out. And that's where 3 cubes go on. Oh no. Let's see where it is. It is Indianapolis. It's Indianapolis there. I'm afraid 3 go on. So this is the point of holding back that card there that can take 2 off. Indianapolis is right there in the middle. I'm not too far from it. All right. Now we're going to intensify everything. Everything gets intensified. We take all of the cards that have put disease on the map so far, including the Indianapolis one, and we shuffle these up. We're going to shuffle these up now. And they go back on top. And then we would have to draw the infection cards to see what comes up. Now, this is a big gamble here. Knowing my luck, the next card that comes up will be Indianapolis. We don't really want that. I've set that up. Let's have a look here. We could just have One Quiet Night.
That works.
So we wouldn't draw any infection cards, so Indianapolis wouldn't come up right now. And that would give us time to get in there and stomp it. So before we go to play the infection cards, we have One Quiet Night. It's quiet, take it easy, put your feet up, have a pizza, sit back, nothing's going on.
Or nothing's getting worse.
Yeah, we also have remote treatment. Return any 2 cubes to the board. We might do that if they're a bit spread out. I could take that out and go back and carry out those bits there. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, well, that was quite something there. We're not drawing infection cards. It's over to you. And you've got your 4 actions. So there you are down there, middle of nowhere.
That would seem like a disadvantage at this point, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would be spending all my action unless I were able to fly somewhere, but otherwise I'm pretty much spending this turn by going to Los Angeles, I guess.
You do have a Monterey card. We've cured
All right.
the yellow disease, so this is free to use. You could spend 1 action and fly to Monterey.
Okay. And
So
then it
that
would
would get-
still take 1, 2, 3 actions to wipe out a disease anyway. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So do we save because if I go from Ciudad de Mexico to Guadalajara to Los Angeles, that would be the same amount of moves as using that card.
Let me think of this here. If you have the Monterey card, you can fly to Monterey. However, if you're in Monterey with the Monterey card, you can fly anywhere on the board. So you could go 1, 2, 3, fly anywhere.
Okay, gotcha. So technically, I could go to Monterey, fly to Indianapolis.
Yeah, and then have an action
Alright.
left just to go bam and take them all out.
Sweet. That sounds like a power move. I think that's a go.
Okay, let's do it. So you mosey on up here, you take a road trip up to Monterey, you hand in your plane ticket there, and you fly all the way to Indianapolis, and for one action that's left, you take off all these blue cubes here. So we're doing fine in terms of the blue cubes, and the yellow ones, and the red ones too. Got this pretty much under control.
I can hear Mariah Carey in the background. She's singing, and then a hero comes along.
And
We'll
then
be the hero.
probably after that, there's a dun 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 as something bad happens after that, because
Uh-oh.
it's what kind of movie is it if nothing bad ever happens there? That was your 4 actions. You're gonna get 2 player cards now, so we're gonna draw those for you. I hope they're gonna help us cure diseases. Here we go. It's Boston. Okay, you're building up blue cards, so that's good. You got 2 of that. You got Boston and New York. All right. Let's get another card for you. It's Washington. Oh my.
And it's blue.
You've got 3 blue cards. That's all we've got. I got 2 red ones and an event card there. All right, so we got away with that there, didn't we?
This is eerily easy at this point. Like not that we're not strategizing at the same time, but we're getting pretty fortunate all along the way. So far. But like we'll reserve the chainsaw music for a little later.
Yeah, like any second now. That's a little later, but maybe not as late as we'd like it to be. Oh, no, I don't think we're doing anything wrong. We're going to skip on and draw some infection cards then. Here we go.
Jing, jing, jing.
It's Havana. Havana there. So we're going to drop one on Havana. It's popped up again. That's right. They do still pop up on the board. So, next one. It's San Francisco, which we got rid of earlier. Well, it's come back. Guess I didn't do a job down there. Or maybe there wasn't one there. I can't remember. It's so long ago. I'm this absent-minded scientist. That's what it is. That's my shtick. Okay.
Too much going down.
So we drew your infection cards, and that means it goes back up to my turn. Back up to my turn. Cash in these coins again. All right. Let's think about it. We have an event card there. Remove any 2 cubes from the board to the supply. I think we'll save that in case we get ambushed again.
So there's not really anywhere on the board anyways where there's 2 cubes in one place, or can you remove the 2 cubes from 2 different locations?
Yeah, you can. You can take them from 2 different locations. That might save us like a journey too far out.
Right. So would it be more efficient to wipe out the blue or control the red?
Let's see. That's a good point.
Fucking whore. Shit.
That's okay. It's perfectly fine. Let me see. Well, you have 3 blue cards there. And if you just happen to get a 4th one, you can go back to Atlanta. If I get a 4th one, I have to come to you and hand it to you.
Right. So more efficient to go with the red. But that depends on how the cards turn later with the blue.
I think we've got a good handle on blue as far as curing it goes, so maybe we should, you're right, maybe we should tackle red. Also, I mean, we could just use this event card to just blip that little Havana one out, because it's, it's all the way down there to deal with it all the way back again.
Right.
All right, so we could take out Havana, maybe take out Boston because it's really far away. If you want to do that, I'll happily consult with you if that's your plan.
What about taking out Havana and taking out Dallas? Because that makes less moves for a future roll, for future turn. Because like in one turn later, we could go Montreal, Boston, and then one turn later, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Seattle. Whereas this one takes away like extra moves on future turns by Dallas and Havana, if that makes sense. Maybe
There is always the option of holding back on it in case we get ambushed by another epidemic. So
right.
that might be handier use for it. Because that would keep it down the number of outbreaks. We don't want to do an outbreak.
Enough. Right.
Okay, if we hang fire on it for now.
Sounds good.
All right, another earthquake there. Okay. So we're not taking disease cubes off the board.
I'm a
Right.
pina colada. Fucking cool.
Well, if we were down in Havana, we'd have a pina colada. Yeah, I could 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just counting where I could go. I could just go up to Montreal, seeing as it's personal, and just kill that off for you.
Thank you for avenging my city.
Okay, I will do that. There we go. I phone you and I say I got it. Gonna head on to Boston after this. That is not much return for me, but it sets me up to do that Boston thing, and then you've got options on the other side of the board, I guess. We're gonna dish out some handy cards. We don't want to mess around on the map too long because we'll run out of cards. It's Guadalajara. That's only useful as a plane ticket now. And it's Minneapolis there. So I got 3 out of 4 red ones. Very close to curing red. You're very close to curing blue. Let's take a look at that, shall we? I'll head on over to the other camera here. Just to fill you in on that, you can see plenty of disease cubes at the bottom. We're not short of those. That was my turn, so just gonna rehash that. You're building up to your turn in a second there. I have to infect the board. Okay, I have an event card to remove 2 cubes. I got 3 red, 1 yellow. The yellow is just a plain ticket now, and you have 3 blue. That's it. So I'm close to curing red. You're close to curing blue. And let's see where the diseases pop up here.
And we have a lot of each cube of each color, so we're not in the hot zone yet.
Yeah.
And again?
Showing you the wrong camera. It's Minneapolis there. Okay, so I have to put one on Minneapolis, which I will. A little red cube going on Minneapolis there. It's kind of taunting you because you're down in Indiana. I can't even say it now. Indianapolis. All these Appleses. Montreal. Did you believe that? I was right there.
Oh, that was spite, man. That
I
was
am.
like the board getting revenge.
I'm right there. I stamped it out. So let's go back to actually look at that. All right, I'm up there in Montreal. And I stamped on it, but it got stuck to the sole of my shoe or something. So there it is. So I guess I am set up to take those out. Now we come on to your turn. You got blue cards. That's it. So you don't have a yellow one to fly away.
So in terms of moves,
You see, this
I
is where
could take to Dallas, then wipe out Dallas, go to Phoenix, go to Los Angeles, then I will have wiped out 2 of the red ones in 4 moves.
No, this is where you become less efficient. If there's only 1 there, it's an action to kill 1, and you're like, oh, you know, if there were 3 there, I'd kill them all. So it's like, move, spend an action, move, move. So that's 4. So see, if it was cured, it'd come off automatically, but it's not. We're close to curing it, so.
Right. So then I would be in Los Angeles without curing Los Angeles.
That's
okay.
right.
So maybe not.
All right, you might want to plan a different move. I mean, there is all there. there's Havana just sitting there. You know, go 1, 2, 3, bang, and at least take that out.
That's true. And then we wouldn't have to worry about being on that side of the board anymore afterwards. Like, I suppose that would work.
If you got a yellow card, you could use it to fly around.
Right.
Maybe.
But strategically, I mean, since we are very close to the blue cure and the red cure, just get rid of the
Yeah.
yellow one and hope it doesn't pop up again in the meantime.
We could do that. It's wishful thinking.
It is, isn't it? But at this point, we don't really know what's going to happen, anyways. Or wait, so 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that doesn't get me to Havana.
I mean,
I was calculating going to Dallas first through New Orleans, but then that would not be the way. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's the most. I think that that's what I would do is go to Havana.
go to Havana. Another option I just spotted there was to go
Right.
up 1, 2, kill it for 3, and then move to 4, so that next time you've got flexibility in where you're going,
Oh,
in case more red come on. But that might not,
right.
you know, that's
It would be more preventative in stamping out where there's more of the one particular. Right, that makes sense.
yeah, but that's banking on that happening, and we still don't know for sure.
Right. Either way, we don't know for sure, but we do know that there's more red than there is yellow.
Yeah, that's true. So you could take a red off from somewhere.
Right. So I
So
guess
it could be like that, or you could go like here, do that, and then you're ready to sweep up the coast next time.
right, that might make sense.
So
So
1,
Dallas,
2.
2 moves, and go to Los Angeles without
Right, so-
killing Los Angeles.
Yeah, right. So you want to do that then?
Well, without wiping out the disease in Los Angeles.
Oh, you could just bypass Dallas and wipe the one out in Los Angeles, but then you'd have to
That's true.
come back
But
to
like,
Dallas.
yeah, it
It's
would
like-
be more efficient, I think, to take out Dallas and
I-
the pandemic in Dallas, and
I-
then
I think
yeah,
it'd be
go
good.
to Los Angeles and sit there.
It would be good for the morale of Texas too. As you're driving through,
Wouldn't
you
it?
stop off and you cure some stuff for them, and rather than just drive. I have to go to save Hollywood. No, that's not gonna fly. So
No, sir.
I guess you go here and you say, "Hey, I'm here to save you."
Not
All
give
right.
them hope, like false hope or anything.
So that's 1, 2, 3, and you want to drive on to Los Angeles. Save some movie stars next time. Okay, if that's it, that's it. Cash in your
Awesome.
coins. Just to remind us, it's going to be my turn next. But now we draw 2 player cards. And of course, we haven't had an epidemic in a while. I'm just saying. Oh no, it's Calgary. So you got Calgary. You have Calgary. Right. So, where are you? Calgary. If you can get to Calgary, you could give me that card. If I'm in Calgary, then I'll have all 4 red ones.
All right. So in maybe 1 or 2 more turns, that would be possible.
Let's see
Yeah.
what else you got here. You got Seattle. That might be
All right. So wait,
closer.
Seattle already had, or wait, it does. So now that's 2 in Seattle.
Seattle. So
Yeah, like for Calgary, right?
if I can get to Calgary or Seattle, we can do an exchange of red cards.
Okay.
That'll be later. So
Yeah.
again, no epidemic there. We cheesed that one. Let's see what's infected. It's Boston again. Boston. Sad to say. I'll just hang around there a bit and save the day, I guess. We have to drop another card in here. Oh no, it's Seattle. Seattle is just being a hotbed of disease. No. What's causing that? We did everything. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 cards there. It's coming up my turn. If I can get to you, what have I got? I've got Guadalajara. Hey, I can fly to Guadalajara. I don't know what good that does me. 1, 2. All right. So if I just ignore all this blue disease, I'm flying to Guadalajara. It's an action. And then I can go 2, 3, 4. I can get up to Seattle. That's what I can do.
Okay.
I can get up there. And eventually you could come up there and hand me out that report on that disease, and I could start curing the red one.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause otherwise, yeah, that sounds like the move that takes out the most at once.
See, I'm not curing any diseases here, but we do have an event card that can take off these two. See, fly for 1, 2, 3. I could move up to San Francisco. I could just draw 1, 2. I could just drive to Calgary. I'm not driving to Calgary. That's a bit of a stretch.
So since you're already in Montreal, are you able to take out the disease in Montreal, then take out 3 that's entirely in that area that wipes out the blue, and that's 3 instead of 2?
I could do that if you want me to.
Well, I mean, it's your turn, but like, in terms of like the most moves, would that be the most logical thing? Like to get the most moves because I'm already in Los Angeles.
Yeah. So what are you doing on your turn? You're gonna blast the red disease, right?
Right, because I could do that on my turn, whereas you're already over there. I would have to spend a bunch of moves to get over to Montreal and Boston later, whereas you're there and I'm here.
It just depends what kind of blue cards come out. That's the thing.
Right, that's
we might,
true.
We might switch to curing the blue disease first. Oh
Hmm.
boy. All right, so if you're there, that's
Options.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're still not.
But I can take out 2 disease in one go,
Yeah, you could just go 1, 2, bang, 3.
and then I'd have 4 of the blocks out at once in one turn.
Huh. Well, if you're saying you're going to drive up the coast and kill off these disease cubes in Seattle,
Right.
I could come to Calgary.
Oh,
I
okay.
could just drive because you have Calgary and Seattle that you could hand over to me, so I could cure red. But that means committing to driving to Calgary and not curing disease. So are you gonna meet me in Seattle or Calgary?
So in terms of the next move, I could get as far as Seattle if
Yeah,
I'm just taking out disease. If I skip taking out the disease in Seattle and go to Calgary, I can wait in Calgary, but there would still be disease in Seattle.
well, let's see. You're driving up to San Francisco, drive to Seattle, 2 actions, 1 action to kill off all the disease in Seattle, and then you could drive to Calgary 4. So you could actually do that. It means
Okay,
that
yeah, that works.
you're leaving Hollywood as a hotbed of disease.
Hmm.
I guess how would they know the difference down there? That's just
We'll be
okay.
abandoning them for the greater good.
I'm gonna
They get saved
commit.
later.
Yeah, they get saved later. They get their own miniseries or something. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna drive all night to Calgary there. That's all. I'm waiting for the cure. I heard there's a report you're gonna get to me eventually. Yeah. Unless, of course, on your turn you just drive to me and hand me that report, because that's an action too.
But then I would, well, I guess that would be possible. So I drive to you,
Yeah. 3 actions.
but then what would be the advantage of not taking? So I drive to you without taking out the disease, or I take out the disease on the way.
You could just ignore the disease, drive up to me, and hand me the report, like I take the Calgary card from you.
So in order to do it all in one turn.
Yeah, to
That's
get the cure
yeah.
set up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
We do still have remote treatment, and if you really wanted to, we could use that to take off 2 cubes. Yeah. All
Right. So
right.
1, 2, 3, 4. So how about I go through San Francisco, leave the cube, take out the cubes in Seattle, and then go to Calgary.
Then you would what's it? 1, 2, 3. But you'd run out of actions. Then you just
Oh,
wave it.
okay, then never mind. All right, so just deliver the goods.
We'll see what happens now. I think what happens now is I'm about to sneeze here. Oh dear. Coming down with a disease, I guess. All right. I've had my turn. I'm going to draw 2 player cards. Let's see what we got here. Ah, Chicago. My kind of town. So, aha! 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 6 cards. Oh dear. Let's go over there. Okay, I'm going to draw a second card here. It's Denver. Ah, do you believe that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6. I got 7 cards. So I have to get rid of something here. I'm going to spend this treatment card. And we'll remove 2 cubes. Right, let's talk about it before I do that. I now have 4 red cards, and I can just go to Atlanta and cure
Mm-hmm.
the red disease.
Right. So if you're taking off 2, would it make sense for one of those to be the yellow, or what were you thinking?
Any 2 would do. But the thing is, you have 3 blue cards and I have 1, so I can come to you and hand you my blue card. That has to be on. Right. I guess that
Right,
means
because you already have the 4, so there's no point in me handing you a red one.
No, but I've got a blue one that I could hand to you, so we could both just
Right.
hot-foot it. We could hot-foot it back to Atlanta. I hand you the blue one, and then we both cure the last 2 diseases in a race to the finish, I guess. Unless something bad happens. All right. We could just drop. We could take everything on the board down to 1 disease cube. We could take off a blue and a red. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay,
So
let's.
Seattle and Boston
I don't know if that's
works.
a
It's a
good
move.
move or not. It's a move. Remote treatment. There we go. All right, I've done that. I guess I could have waited to see what the infection cards were, but I just didn't care. So, let's infect somewhere. Dallas. Hang on. Try that again without the earthquake. Dallas. A little red one on Dallas there. Broke out again. I must say this is one of the easiest going games we have played. Indianapolis again. Indianapolis. I feel like there's disease breaking out there all the time. We're drawing the infection cards. So, basically, we've just reset to your turn. Gonna flip the map over there. All right, so let's have a look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 3 blue and 2 red. I have 4 red. That yellow. I don't see that as much use to me. And yeah, I'm gonna hand you that blue.
So in order to get the blue one, I'm going to Calgary. So the previous plan remains.
No, I picked up an extra red myself, so the red plan is gone.
Right, but in order to get the blue card, don't we have to meet up?
We do. Normally, we'd have to meet up in Chicago. That's only on your turn. If it's my turn, I can just hand it to you anywhere, even in Atlanta, Georgia itself, because I'm a researcher. So you could kill off a disease somewhere and hot-foot it back to Atlanta in anticipation of curing diseases.
Okay, can I see the main board?
Sure. All right. So basically, between the 2 of us, we have the cures. We just have to meet up somewhere. I've got all the red ones. You're a blue short. I'll hand that to you in Atlanta, I guess. So you would just drive cross country and zap a disease on the way, I suppose.
Right, so I could either zap Los Angeles or Dallas, and I'm thinking Dallas because one, it's more of a localized on the other side, so when we wipe out some in a few moves, then it would be more efficient. I think Dallas.
Okay, it's nothing to do with the fact that you can't stand Hollywood and you like those people because you passed through that town before. He said, I'm come back to save you again.
Too much reality TV, we have to be biased here.
Yeah, So they build a statue to you, and then you get all the way to Atlanta, and you're waiting there, cooling your heels, hoping that nothing bad happens now. I'm going to move the king in yellow back up there for my turn. Where are we now? Draw 2 player cards. Here we go. You're getting something here. I think we've had a lot of event cards. Oh, what do you know? Another event card. Borrowed time. Play during your do action step, not an action. The current player can do 2 additional actions this turn. We're past
Ooh.
that stage for you now.
Okay, well that would have. It's still pretty cool. We have the card. It's noble.
It's there. It's handy. And the next one is, of course, it's an epidemic. We're going to advance the infection marker here. It's going to be 3 cards a time now. That's rather sad. Oh no. We're going to take the bottom card out of this infection deck here and play that, whatever it is. It is New Orleans. So that's a shame. So New Orleans gets some disease cubes there. These, sorry, kidney-shaped. Oh, there we are. And they didn't land showing off their kidneys. They landed, I'll just leave them like that. It's a variant. That's what it is. Next, we shuffle the cards in the infection discard pile. All the cards, a lot of them now. And they get shuffled up and they go back in. And then we have to draw 3. So the chances are we might have a problem down there with this kidney disease here. Can still cause us trouble. All right, I should say when. Just say when and I'll stop shuffling them. That's what I should do.
When?
Okay, here we go. All right, they're back in. We have to draw 3 of these. Oh no, here we go. It's Seattle. All right.
Well, then it's good you took out one of the Seattle ones earlier then.
Yeah. There we go. And we're hoping for anywhere except, okay, we got Havana, which we dealt with earlier. It's building up now. Oh no. And we got one more. Please don't be, who is it? It's Dallas again. So at least you knocked it down a few times. Dallas. Oh yeah, there we are. I think we're done there. Yeah, that's us. The 3rd card has gone in. We've infected, and so it's back round to a new turn. Oh boy, what do I have there? Do I have anything that I can use to fly in? Guadalajara. That takes me even further away. I am a little short. Yeah, you should. It's too late to say we could have met up in Indianapolis. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, 3. I just come down to see you and I go, hey, I've run out of actions. Oh, wait, you've got a card though, haven't you?
Oh, no, what's up?
You've got that event card.
Right?
The current player can get 2 extra actions.
Ooh.
So if I take those, if we spend that, I can turn around and hand you a blue card. I say, I'm not in Chicago, but I'm a researcher, and I've got this important research paper from Chicago, and I want you to have it.
Snazzy.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? I've actually got 4 red cards here. And I've got a bonus action from this borrowed time. So on borrowed time, I cure the red disease. How about that?
And then a hero comes along.
Wow. This has been like the easiest game of this I've ever played. This is ridiculous. I've run out of actions now. Oh no.
It's kind of humorous at this point. If it keeps up to the end of the game, this is going to be a story to tell.
I've never played it this easily. It's ridiculous. I thought we'd have a lot of challenges here. The number 3 would cause you problems because of obsessive compulsive disorder, and we've just like breezed through it. Oh no. We have to infect some stuff, don't we? I think I did everything right. I moved, I got bonus actions, I handed you the research paper, I cashed in my own, I've cured that disease. We draw 2 player cards, okay. As long as we've got player cards left, we're getting close to the end of that deck there. Oh no, it's another epidemic. It can happen, and it clearly has. So we shut everything down. We advance the infection rate marker. It goes up to 4. Oh, that's bad. We take the bottom of this deck here. So the card is Washington. You can tell I'm not actually looking at the screen when I do stuff like this. I have to turn to my left and see the screen here. You'd think I'd know that from looking at the board, but I'm all over the place. So, Washington, that gets 3. Luckily, it doesn't have 3 or 1. All right, that's Washington. It's lined up. We shuffle these cards again. Now, here's the problem. These are the cards we're shuffling. There's only 4 of them.
Very few.
Dallas wouldn't give us a problem. Havana wouldn't give us a problem. Seattle wouldn't give us a problem. So I'm just going to start shuffling. Give me a sec here. Not much to shuffle, but I'm shuffling them. And then it is entirely up to you.
When?
Oh no, this is it. Let's see what we got. Just as long as it's not that one. Here it is. I wonder what it's going to be. It's Seattle. All right. We got away with that. I don't think we did get away with that, did we?
We sort of did. It could have been, like 4 on 1 spot. So, depending on how many go on Seattle.
It just depends how we've, where were we? We're doing the infection deck, aren't we? Seattle gets 1, so it goes to 3.
All right. So it could have been worse.
I hate to break it to you, but, yeah, we're actually putting 4 cards on here. We had only 4 cards to shuffle, so it didn't matter what we shuffled. They're gonna come up. I just realized that. Oh.
That's kind of perfect.
It's Havana.
Uh-oh. Okay, Havana.
I
So
can't
now
believe
it has 3.
it's got 3 on
4. It has 3. Okay.
It's got 3. Oh boy. This is not gonna go well. All right. It's Dallas. That's amazing. Dallas.
And the
Okay.
turds hit the fan.
Well, and I've got a funny feeling it's gonna be bad in a second. Uh-oh. Right.
It was too good to be true while it lasted,
I hate to think we're gonna lose the game here. It's Washington. So Washington has 3. It would have been a real surprise if that was another city there. Washington has 3, so that causes an outbreak. That's not good. And then that way, and that way. That's where they go. So we've got one in Atlanta. We get one in Chicago. And we get another one over in New York. We're okay for disease cubes. Blue is kind of low. That's that. We're drawing all the infection cards.
It's not looking bright.
It's not, but it's your turn.
All right. So my cards are 4 blue, right? And 2 red?
Yeah, you got these 4 blue here. So for an
All right.
action, all you have to do is win the game. Because you're in Atlanta, you can cash them in, and we win instantly. Do you want to do that?
That sounds like the plan.
Let's do it.
Stamp of approval.
Yeah. All right. You cash them in. We do this. And we have cured the diseases. We just won the game. Because the disease is cured, we win automatically. That would come off because the disease is cured and you're a medic and you're there. But that's an academic point. Well, I've never
All hail
played.
conquering heroes.
It's such an easy game.
It was.
I don't know.
I mean, it was still a challenge because we did think it through. If we hadn't done exactly what we did, it might have blown up. So you never know.
Yeah. If we'd gone on the wrong side of the map and just left it to linger like idiots. I don't think you had any trouble with your OCD at all there.
Not really. I mean, in terms of 3, I actually like 3. But I think that if I had stopped to think too much about how many locations were infected specifically, I might have gotten a little bit fretty. But it went pretty well in terms of of numbers.
Yeah. Now we said that obviously when we put this together as a video, we can always edit anything out. I'll make up a rough cut of this, and you can tell me if you want to take anything out of it, or maybe just leave it in. We'll see how you feel about it, because obviously that's up to you.
Sounds good. If you're okay with the cussing, I'm good with the cussing.
Well, I'd be happy to leave it in. It gives an example for viewers of just how randomly you can just say something like that.
Right on. See, And as long
Okay.
as they also understand that it's not intentional swearing,
Yeah.
it is kind of like a blind person going into a restaurant with a dog. Like, I mean, swearing on YouTube is not the same thing if you are if you have coprolalia, because
Yeah.
not everyone understands that.
Well, thanks for tuning up for the game, Melissa. I'll edit the hell out of this, and I hope all the footage came out okay.
It was a
We
pleasure.
It was. We saved it. I am stunned that we actually did that so easily. Wow.
Freaking heroes.
Yeah, it doesn't always go that way. Uh, I guess one day we'll play the full-size board map of the world, and you'll feel you're in a bigger pond then. Uh,
Let's take it on.
okay, we'll set that up sometime.
Sure.
Thanks again.
Awesome.